Welcome to Shadow Keepers. I'm Lee.
And I'm B. Tonight we're diving into a phenomenon that blurs the lines between science and the supernatural: sleep paralysis.
Imagine being wide awake but unable to move, with a dark presence looming over you. Is it just a trick of the mind, or could there be something more sinister at play?
We'll explore the paranormal theories that suggest we might not be alone in our darkest moments.
So settle in and prepare for a journey into the shadows.
Sleep paralysis occurs when you wake up and find yourself unable to move or speak. This terrifying state can last from a few seconds to several minutes and is often accompanied by three different types of hallucinations. Intruder, when you sense a presence in the room; chest pressure, like someone is sitting on you; or out of body / astral projection. Over 3 million Americans and over 7% of people worldwide suffer from sleep paralysis. From a scientific perspective, sleep paralysis happens during the transition between sleep and wakefulness. During REM sleep, our brain sends signals to inhibit muscle activity to prevent us from acting out our dreams. If you wake up before this process is complete, you might find yourself temporarily paralyzed. While scientists provide a framework for understanding sleep paralysis, the supernatural explanations add an unsettling layer to the experience. Whether you view it through a scientific or supernatural lens, sleep paralysis remains one of the most unnerving experiences one can endure.
Envision this: you're laying in bed, teetering between sleep and wakefulness. Suddenly, you wake up, but you can't move. A heavy weight presses down on your chest, and a dark figure lurks in the corner of your room, watching, waiting. You try to scream, but nothing comes out. You are completely paralyzed. For many, this is a terrifying reality of sleep paralysis. It has been recorded for centuries, often tied to supernatural or paranormal interpretations. From malevolent spirits to demonic entities, these experiences are often described in the same terrifying way. Shadowy figures, an overwhelming sense of dread, and a force pressing down on the chest, as though something is trying to take over. Across the world, cultures have different names for this terrifying experience, each with their own explanations. In Japan, it's called, I don't want to butcher this, but I probably will, kanashibari, meaning bound or tied down, believed to be the work of spirits. In Newfoundland, Canada, there's the old hag, a witch-like figure set to sit on the chests of her victims while they sleep. In Scandinavian folklore, it's known as Mara, a malicious being that creeps into people's room to induce nightmares by sitting on their chest. But no matter where you are in the world, the underlying theme remains the same: sleep paralysis is often accompanied by the presence of something dark, something paranormal. What's especially eerie about these reports is their consistency. People across time and space have described the same experience: waking up in bed, unable to move, while a dark figure, sometimes called a shadow person, stands at the foot of the bed, or worse, sits on their chest. Now here's where things get even stranger. These shadow figures aren't just confined to sleep paralysis. They've been documented in hauntings, paranormal encounters, and even UFO abduction cases. But during sleep paralysis, these figures seem to take an even more malevolent role, as though they're feeding off your fear and vulnerability. Some describe these entities as pure evil, faceless, looming shadows, occasionally with glowing red eyes, watching them struggle as they lay helpless in bed. The pressing weight on the chest, often referred to as the old hag, has become so common that it's recognized worldwide. The question remains, are these hallucinations, Or are we glimpsing something far more sinister? The most famous interpretations of sleep paralysis, the night hag, has been part of folklore for centuries, often depicted as an old woman or dark spirit that sits on your chest and suffocates you while you sleep. Some believe it's a demon or spirit sent to torment the living. Others see it as an omen, an indication that dark forces are near. It's just not folklore. Thousands of people report seeing these figures during their sleep paralysis episodes, and is often accompanied by an overwhelming feeling of dread, as if something terrible is about to happen. It is a sensation that leaves people questioning reality, wondering if they were visited by something from another realm. But what if these figures are more than just hallucinations? What if, in those moments when we are caught between sleep and wakefulness, our minds open up to something beyond the physical world? Some believe that sleep paralysis is a window, a vulnerable state where we're most susceptible to encounters with the paranormal. The figures people see might not be hallucinations, but rather entities from a different plane of existence, making their presence known. Interestingly, people often report seeing similar figures during paranormal investigations, these so-called shadow people. They are described as tall, faceless, and human-like, often standing in doorways or at the edge of the room, watching silently. Are these beings linked to sleep paralysis, or are they just part of a collective fear our minds project when we are most vulnerable? One of the most unnerving aspects of sleep paralysis is the sensory experience. It's not just about seeing shadows or feeling trapped. Many people report sensations of touch, a hand on their throat, fingers pressing into their chest, or even the feeling of being pulled from the bed. The physical sensation combined with the visual hallucinations of dark figures make the experience feel terrifyingly real. And this is why so many people are convinced that it's not just a trick of the mind. Let's consider for a moment the idea that sleep paralysis might be a gateway. When we sleep, we are at our most vulnerable, and many believe that it's in this state that entities, spirits, demons, or even extraterrestrial beings can make contact. Is it possible that sleep paralysis isn't just a malfunction of the brain, but a bridge to another world? Could it be that in our moments of paralysis, we're glimpsing something that exists just beyond the veil of normal perception? As we continue to explore the unknown, one thing is clear. Sleep paralysis may be far more than a simple sleep disorder. It might just be a doorway, one that we step through unknowingly into a realm we're not meant to see. What if the truth lies somewhere in between? What if science explains the physical mechanism, but the shadow figures, the night hag, and the feeling of being watched are all part of something much deeper, a glimpse into the paranormal? Sleep paralysis is one of those rare experiences where science and the supernatural collide, leaving us to question the nature of reality.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
That's it for me for that.
Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
I feel like I may have. This past birthday weekend, I went to Gettysburg and we stayed at the Farnsworth Inn bed and breakfast. And I stayed in Sarah Black's room. Apparently, it's one of the most haunted rooms in that inn. And I felt like the first night something weird did happen because I was hearing a lot of footsteps and banging and things like that in the middle of the night while I was trying to sleep. Mind you, everyone's already asleep. Like, um, my significant other sleeping and people that I were with were already in their rooms, sleep and stuff like that. I felt like I was still awake because I was trying to fall asleep. And then suddenly, and that was like 10 o'clock at night when I even went to sleep. And as soon as I lay down, a couple minutes later, there's a big bang behind me in the room. And the room behind me is my mother-in-law. So I figured like maybe she just dropped something. And then I heard footsteps going towards the door. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's going to the bathroom because the bathroom was by the door going out. But I didn't hear footsteps coming back towards the bed area behind me. So I just heard the footsteps leaving the room, basically. Didn't hear a door or anything. But as the footsteps left there, I felt like it was in my room suddenly. And it was like a heavy boots like you wear like to work or the army because Gettysburg is a battlefield.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing it walking around like near me where the bureau is, where the bathroom is. It's like this open space and it's all wooden floors. So and I just kind of ignored it, like, okay, whatever. I turned around to go to bed. Then suddenly I feel something sharp push down on my shoulder. Like if you would take your elbow and push it down on somebody's shoulder, you know what I mean? It
Okay.
felt like this
Yeah.
is this one spot, is this like one point of pain in my shoulder and it's being pushed down. And I felt the pain. I was like, "Ow, that hurts." And then in my head and I can't move. I can't say anything. I can't do anything. Like I felt like I was paralyzed. I wasn't necessarily paralyzed with fear. It's just that I felt that pain and I couldn't get out of that pain. I couldn't move to turn around. And in my head, I was like, I can't say anything or do anything. So I'm like, I'm going to try to make noise to get my significant other wake up and maybe he will wake me out of this. And then as I'm thinking that thought, I hear another thought, which I don't feel like it was mine. It said, he will never hear you.
Oh, I don't like it.
Yeah, because he was like, "He'll never hear you," and then the next thought was, "Yes, he will." Like, that was mine. So I'm, like, trying to get sound out of my mouth, and finally, I get some kind of groan out, like, I groaned or something because I used to
Mhm.
have a lot of sleep terrors, and that's the only
Okay.
way I would get him to wake up and wake me up. So I groaned or I made some type of noise where he heard me, and he put his hand on my shoulder. As soon as he put his hand on my shoulder, the pressure completely like, left me. I was able to move and everything, like, it was completely gone. But when it was completely gone, I felt the pain receding, like, it was still there, but it was, like, gradually going away, so something was there. So
Mhm.
then I got up and I went to get a drink of water, and I look at the time, I went to bed at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And by the time all of this happened and I woke up, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I felt like from that to that, I had no sleep. I literally just turned around and then that happened. That's what it felt like. Like it shouldn't have been that long in between.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my earplugs in and I'm just going to go to sleep because it's 1 in the morning and I ain't got time for this shit. I got things to do tomorrow. So I put my earplugs in and I was out and I didn't feel or hear anything else. But that's the only time ever that something like this has happened to me that I can recall.
I think when we fall asleep, only because I wear, like, my watch, which has like, a it analyzes my sleep, um, we are only in, like, for my watch, at least for me, I'm only in REM sleep for a little bit, and then I go into my deepest sleep right away, which is weird because in my mind, I'm like I fall asleep and, like, I feel like I'm in REM sleep for a really long time, and then in the middle like, after hours, I'll go into a deep sleep, and then I'll come out of it, but it's from my watch, we go into our deepest sleep right away, and then after that, at least for me, my deepest sleep only lasts about an hour, and then after that, it's all REM sleep. But I have insomnia, so I don't know if it's different for people who sleep normally. From my research, it's I am a great candidate for sleep paralysis, and I've never had it. So, because I have insomnia. Um,
Well, I basically grew up in a haunted house, and in
so
that
did I.
house, my mom, she has sleep paralysis almost all the time. And her experience is that she would sleep and feel pressure in her chest, like somebody is either that's she felt like somebody was laying on top of her.
Yeah.
And she couldn't move, she couldn't speak, she couldn't say anything, but she was awake and she could feel presence on her chest. So I'm not sure if it's because it was something in that house
Yeah.
and we were sleeping in it in the middle of the night, like it would just target my mother. I'm not sure. But she had it a lot in that house. But since we have been gone from that house and she hasn't ever mentioned about having sleep paralysis again. So I'm not sure if it was connected just to that house.
Yeah. I don't know. My mom never really so my mom believes in all the supernatural stuff, like, deeply, but she's never, talked about her own experiences. That she keeps it to herself. I don't know why, but she does. She keeps it all to herself because I know our house was haunted,
Maybe
and
she
I know
doesn't
I saw
wanna
a lot.
scare you guys, like, what you were living in.
I don't think so.
Maybe
I
you
don't
should
think
start
so.
getting some
Like,
of these stories out of her.
she's you can't get nothing out of her. She's a vault.
I
You know?
know.
So it's like I think it's more like I don't think it's she didn't wanna scare us. I think it was more of so, like, a lot of people, if you speak it, then it's real or you're inviting more in, and I think she's more in the belief of that, like, by speaking it, she's making it a real entity, and then, therefore, it'll probably haunt more.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, so, like, I only know a couple people who have actually had sleep paralysis, but with their sleep paralysis, they've never experienced anything outside of being paralyzed. They've never saw anything, they've never felt anything, it's just being stuck.
I believe one of my cousins ha not have, but has sleep paralysis, and I believe she has seen things. But I need to get more of her story because I don't know the exact details of the things that she has seen
Yeah.
while she's in this sleep paralysis episode. But she does continually have it, and I'm not sure why because her other sisters do not have it.
Is she a back sleeper?
Not sure. Not
So,
sure.
sleep paralysis affects more people who sleep on their back than their side or stomach. I'm a stomach sleeper, so I've only ever experienced sleep paralysis once, and that was when I was younger, and I was sleeping on my back. Other than that, I am a full-on stomach sleeper, but I do know the other 2 who have experienced it are also back sleepers, and it was saying something in in my notes that it does affect more people who sleep on their back or on their side, but more on their side, but still partially on their back,
Okay.
and it's because of the
Yeah,
way you're laying.
I think it's you're more vulnerable when you're sleeping on your back. That's why,
Yeah.
because 'cause you're, like, kind of,
That's
like,
why I don't
open
like
to
sleeping on my
everything.
back. I feel like I'm exposed.
Yeah. Well, I've heard, like, if you are you sleep on your back and you feel exposed, you put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach, and then you feel more secure as you're sleeping that way.
I don't know
And
if you
then
said
when
that
I
because that's a lot.
w no, but when I lay on my back and I put my one hand on my chest and one on my stomach, I do feel more secure in bed.
Really?
Instead of just being, like, my hands on the side, I feel more open, exposed, and vulnerable that way. But once I put I have pressure on my belly and my chest, I feel more secure that way. That's me, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure.
Well, I think
Like
that too is, like, why some people sleep with, like, a weighted blanket
yeah, I have that too.
because it gives it, like, that I can't sleep with the weighted blanket. I can't no my it doesn't matter. I could put a pillow on my chest and hug it, and I don't like it. I just feel too open,
Mhm.
but I always feel open and exposed. So,
No,
I have to
the weighted blanket does not make me feel secure, it just gives me weight on my body, which feels good. But, like, if I still sleep on my back, I still feel exposed.
really?
Yeah, it's not the same as me putting my own hands on me, you know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't give me that secureness, but
Yeah, no, I would have to be like I would need somebody else's arm over me to feel secure because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, you're here, I'm here, we're good." But if I'm by myself, I'm not my hands alone aren't making me feel secure. Um, it's funny because I could see I I ex I experience more of that type of stuff when I am meditating than when I'm asleep.
What, like sleep paralysis
Um,
experiences?
yeah, like, my body gets really heavy when I'm meditating, and I see or feel shadows, um, around me when I'm meditating, but usually only when I'm meditating in my bedroom. If I'm meditating anywhere else, I don't feel any presences. Only in my room do I feel like a presence of, like, darkness or shadow people.
That's weird.
Um, I know it freaked, when I tell, Aunt that, he gets all freaked out. He's like, "I don't." Now he's like, I can't meditate in the bedroom anymore." He
Yeah, because
feels
you
like
put
he
that in
feels
his head, and then he starts feeling
I'm
it.
just being honest. You listen, then I keep the shadow people to myself, and then you go do something, and then you get possessed by a shadow person, and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I knew they were there," and then you're like, "Oh, well, why didn't you say something?" So, I mean,
That's right. See something, say
damned if I do,
something.
damned if I don't. I'm letting you know, "Hey, you should be careful. There's
Be
a
careful
presence
our
in the corner."
bedroom, because there's something in there. And
That's
now
why I
this
have to.
poor man can't even sleep in there because 'cause you've already freaked him out.
Oh, wow. Listen, well, and that's like him, like, well, he likes, like, he keeps the closet door open. I can't sleep with the closet door open. Don't you think there's something in there?
Yeah, that's strange.
Or, they're gonna come out while we're sleeping. I'm also very paranoid though, so
Mhm. See, but I also like
that's
to
probably
sleep in
why I have
complete
insomnia.
darkness. I like to sleep in complete darkness and silence.
I used to be that way.
I can't if there's
Um,
a light shining or blinking or something, I can't sleep like that.
no, I used to be that way. Now I need rain sounds because then it's too quiet. But I could sleep in full darkness. I don't need light. I'd rather
Yeah.
it be dark. I'd rather it be dark because I don't wanna see what's in the darkness.
Yeah, that makes sense too, 'cause
Because
you won't be able to see shadow people unless there's some type of light in your
unless
room,
there's a
like
yeah, unless
yeah.
there's somewhere for them to have a shadow. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I don't I'm good. I want full dark, but I need rain because I hear things when I'm sleeping. Like the baby. The baby keeps texting me in the middle of the night if I keep calling his name.
Mhm. That's weird.
I It's like 2 o'clock every morning. He's done it already like 3 times, and I'm like, "I'm not calling." And I tell him, like, every time, like, the next morning, if it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not gonna be calling your name. If I'm in my room, I will text you or I'll knock on your door. So if you hear somebody calling your name, just ignore it. Don't answer and don't go looking for it. Turn around and go right back to sleep. 'Cause
That's
I'm not trying
scary
to wake up
though.
the next day and find out that you're not you no more, and you got
That's right. Yeah, 'cause you followed this voice
you
thinking it's
decided to
you.
be nosy. Don't be nosy, we don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not what we do. As he's over here burning sage like a lunatic.
But has he heard, you calling him since he's done that? Since he's been burning the sage, has he said anything?
No. No, he has not. Um, no, but the house doesn't even feel any different either. So
I
it's like,
mean, I was at your house and I didn't feel anything, like, negative or
going either way.
unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like a normal house to
Yeah.
me. But I
Yeah.
also I also put earplugs in, so I don't hear anything at night. Well, I didn't do
You
it at your house. I didn't hear
I
anything.
was gonna say, you had earplugs on while you were
No, no,
here?
no, no. Just at my house, I don't hear anything, or when I go on vacation. 'Cause, Jay's a snorer, and I can't sleep with that in my ear. So I put ear head ugh, I keep messing up, earplugs in.
Oh,
when I
okay.
sleep.
I can't sleep with anything in my ears, but I got the piercing, so I can't have anything in my ears anyway. But, no, I have to hear rain sounds because, yeah, I get freaked out if I hear anything else. I can
Even if your
tell.
house is settling, like the creaks and cracks and the normal
No, that
stuff?
freaks me out.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not normal stuff to me. There's something in my walls,
No,
there's
that's
some
normal.
but
The heat turning on and all that stuff, that's all normal stuff.
mm-mm. No, it sounds like critters in the walls. That's what it sounds like. I don't like it. People in the hallway. Last week, it sounded like, someone kept opening and closing the baby's door, and I was like, "Are you sleeping? Like, what are you doing? Can you leave your door alone?"
Mhm. Was it him? Was he going in and out of his room?
It wasn't going in and out, but I was like, "I need." And then the next day, I told Tony that, and I was like, it sounded like his door kept, like, opening, closing. Not fully opening, not fully closing, just,
Mhm,
like, air caught it, and
mhm.
it was just jiggling, and I was like, That needs to be fixed." And he's like, His door is fine." And I'm like, "I need you to lie to me and tell me his door is not fine, and then you're gonna fix it."
Exactly, just lie to me and say it's fixed.
Yeah, lie to me all the time. I don't care. I don't need honesty. Like, you want honesty? I'll give you all the honesty in the world. I want no honesty. I don't tell me about a dark presence. Let me find it on my own. I'll tell you about the dark presence, but don't tell me about the dark presence. Let me figure that out. If I hear something, I'm like, "Oh, that's just my dad. Hey, dad. Thank you for looking out."
I mean, it actually could be.
It could be
Yeah,
100%.
you could just have family watching over you and the kid.
Yeah. I felt more stuff, like, in other houses I've lived in. This one, I don't really feel if this house feels really neutral, actually. And I don't know if I like it or not
Why? I
because
mean,
I've been in homes where it's like, I've really felt the negativity in it, and then I've been in some where it's like, they feel more way more positive, and here it's just so neutral that I don't know if I like it because then it's like, can w us as a family tilt it either way, taking it out of its neutral state? Only because like, I, like, see or experience or feel so many different things that I block it, and then, like, since I've started to try, like, to meditate or to reconnect to my spiritual side, um, all of a sudden then I feel negative presences sometimes, but I didn't feel that before. So, Tony thinks I should just stop trying to reconnect. It's a me thing,
yeah, I'm
but
not
I'm like, "I
sure.
don't know."
I mean, yeah, people can tilt the energies in their home depending on if they're being negative and fighting or if there's a lot of love and understanding, you know what I mean? So it's the energies in your house, but you meditating and connecting to these dark entities, I'm not sure what that's about, but maybe is it something within you, like how you feel on a daily basis? Um,
Um, I was wondering that, but then I was also wondering, no, because I'll be all happy go lucky and I'll feel it on the outskirts. Like I'll feel it like I feel it more as like something watching, not something trying to attack.
yeah. But do you
But
feel negative when you feel these presences? Does it feel are you in fear of it? Do you fear it?
it's more like I'm trying to figure out how I can explain it. It's almost like, like when you're near like a fire pit or a fireplace where you feel the heat, but it's like it's not hurting you, but you know it's there because you feel it. That's kind of how it is. Like I know it's there, I feel it's there, but I don't feel like I'm in danger because my boundary is up. Like, I don't feel like it'll ever come get me.
So maybe it's a positive thing. Maybe it's just
Now,
family just on the outskirts just
but
keeping an
see,
eye
that
on you.
that depends though, because, like, if I'm and that's only if I'm meditating anywhere in the house. If I'm in my room, I do feel, um, a negative I do feel it a negative vibe when I'm meditating in my room. Because when I meditate in my room, it's at night before I go to bed. So I feel most vulnerable,
Mhm.
where in the like, say if I'm in the living room or anywhere else and I wanna just do a quick, like, reset of, like, meditation, it's in the day with the sun shining, and I feel calm and safe and collected. But in when I'm in my room, I don't. I feel too vulnerable. And when I feel vulnerable, it's when I feel it the most.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
I feel like it could hurt me. So then I'll be like, "Okay, I need to come out of this meditation because you're a little too close."
Why don't you do your reset meditation morning in your room and see if you feel the darkness, so you would know if it's only in your room, and then maybe you can
I
kind of
have.
say some kind
I
of
have.
prayer or something for the room
I
to
have,
cleanse it.
and if I wake up and I decide just to, like, wake up and meditate before I get out of bed, I'm fine. It's only at
Mhm,
night before I go to bed.
mhm.
At night, when them dark shadows wanna try and come get you. Okay, everyone, it's getting to the end of the episode, so I'm going to pull a tarot card for us with the intention of bringing some positive energy and guidance into our lives. Okay, I pulled a 3 of Wands upright. Means progress, expansion, foresight, overseas opportunities. While the Two of Wands speaks to planning for the future from a place of safety and comfort, the Three of Wands shows that your plans are now well underway and you are considering even more opportunities to expand your current strategy and maximize your ultimate potential. Everything in progressing is progressing steadily and as expected, thanks to your solid preparation and ongoing drive. The Three of Wands signals the many changes available to you to broaden your horizons through study, travel, business, enterprise, and learning. You are becoming more aware of the opportunities that exist for you right now, and there are still more to come. To take advantage of the potential, you must stay committed to your path and be prepared to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Knowing your best hope lies outside of your current environment, it is time to think big.
It definitely goes with the one last week, like, literally hand in hand.
It does. I kind of don't like it.
Why?
I don't like how spot on they are. It kind of freaks me out.
Oh,
Like, you know how like something is like if you were to see like to go see a psychic and they tell you something like exactly how it's happening, I would like, I don't
yeah.
like it. I don't like that you see it too much.
Mhm,
And that just because last one felt too spot on.
mhm,
And then this one being like, keep doing what you're doing, you're on the right path. And now you just need to think bigger because you're like going the right way.
mhm.
It's also too spot on that's kind of like freaking me out a little bit. Like
Yeah, like, the
almost
first
like
one kind of settled
too.
The first
Yeah.
one settled your fears and your doubts, and this one is kind of adding to that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so it's almost like, "Okay, universe, you're seeing me a little too well, I need you to calm down, okay?"
"No, no, keep seeing me, tell me what to do, because
I
I don't
kinda
have
feel
a
like
clue."
you're you know what I mean? I kinda feel like you're stalking me. You're liking me a little too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like it, it's positive, it's very positive. Last week was really
Yeah.
positive, this week is really positive, so
I know. I mean, what does it mean if we get one that isn't positive?
then we need to figure out why it's happening and fix our energy.
Yeah, true. True, true, true. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so that was a good card. That was great.
Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling episode of Shadow Keepers. We hope you enjoyed the dive into sleep paralysis and its eerie connection to the paranormal.
If you've experienced sleep paralysis and encountered something that's left you questioning reality, we'd love to hear your story. Reach out to us on our Instagram, email, or Reddit, link in show notes, and your story could be featured in a future episode.
In the world of Shadow Keepers, nothing is ever what it seems. Stay vigilant, stay awake, stay aware of the shadows that follow, because not all shadows are harmless.
Bye.
Bye.